On a desolate cliff overlooking the roaring ocean stood an old lighthouse, abandoned for decades. It was a place of local legend. Locals whispered of the beacon keeper, a ghostly figure said to haunt the tower. Most believed it was just a story to keep trespassers away. One stormy evening, Sarah and her friends decided to explore it. They were thrill seekers, always chasing the next rush, and the lighthouse seemed like the perfect dare. Armed with flashlights and a single lantern, they climbed the steep, slippery path to the lighthouse. The wind howled like a living thing, carrying the salty spray of the waves crashing far below. When they reached the door, they found it unlocked, as though inviting them in. The inside was eerily intact, rusty tools scattered on tables, a clock stopped at midnight, and a faint smell of seaweed in the air. As they ascended the spiraling staircase, the wind seemed to grow louder. But then Sarah paused. It wasn't just the wind she heard, it was a low, mournful humming. "Do you hear that?" she whispered. The others nodded, their bravado melting into unease. They reached the lantern room at the top, and the humming ceased. The room was empty except for the old glass beacon, its reflective panels shimmering faintly despite being dark. Suddenly, the door slammed shut behind them. "Who's there?" Sarah called, trying to keep her voice steady. No response. Then, the beacon's light flickered on by itself, sweeping the room in bright arcs. In its glow, a figure appeared, a gaunt man in an old-fashioned keeper's uniform, his eyes hollow and glowing faintly blue. His lips didn't move, but the humming returned, louder this time, filling the room like a haunting melody. "Leave this place," the figure said, his voice echoing like it came from the depths of the ocean. "The light is mine to keep." One of Sarah's friends bolted for the door, but it wouldn't budge. The figure raised a hand, and the humming intensified, shaking the walls. Suddenly, the light from the beacon flared, blinding them. When the light dimmed, the figure was gone, the door wide open. But as they fled down the stairs, they saw the walls, once plain brick, now etched with hundreds of names. Some were crossed out. At the very bottom of the list were 4 new names, including Sarah's. They never spoke of the lighthouse again, but Sarah couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched, especially at night when a faint humming would drift through her bedroom window. And every year, on the anniversary of their visit, the lighthouse's light, abandoned and broken, could be seen shining out to sea, as if calling for its next visitors.